What is up, guys? MJPB back again once again for another tier list, and today we have a little bit of a different tier list. And I thought, seeing as we just did our Nuzlocke variants video, describing all the rule sets for it, I thought I would go ahead and make a Nuzlocke variant tier list. Now you are actually going to be able to do this one. I made it. As you can see here, it's on my thing. As you can see, I've got a new Twitter page, so you can go follow that if you want. But yeah, as you can see, we have 5 tiers. I'm not entirely sure all of them will be used. But yeah, I'm just going to go through the Nuzlocke variants that exist. Not all of them probably would have been in the video. But yeah, let's just get straight to it. So I think we have to start with Nuzlocke. I think the bog standard Nuzlocke is pretty standard now. I know for if I'm ranking them based on how much I like them and how challenging I think they are. So I think a bog standard Nuzlocke is good for anyone that wants a little bit more difficulty or a different way to play. But yeah, it is quite a standard thing. To be fair, it's probably bordering on walkthrough. But yeah, it's good. You get an encounter each route, so it's quite a good ease into the Nuzlocke world to do a normal Nuzlocke as your first one. So moving on, this one is supposed to be randomizer Nuzlocke. I don't know why it's cut the image off. I think a randomizer Nuzlocke is enjoyable. Obviously, it adds the element of not knowing what you're going to get as encounters, trainers. So it's a little bit harder than a normal Nuzlocke because you could get really, really bad encounters, really, really good encounters. You could have bad trainer luck, whatever. And yeah, randomizer Nuzlockes, depending on how you randomize it as well, could be quite good. I think if we just keep on going with regular ones, so hardcore Nuzlocke, I think is challenging. It definitely means you have to be thinking a lot more. You have to be ready and paying attention a lot more. With a Nuzlocke, it's fine. You can just go down to like red health, potion back up. Hardcore Nuzlocke, there's none of that. So you got to be paying attention. You got to figure things out. So I'd definitely say a hardcore Nuzlocke at the moment is probably the hardest one that we've done. So moving on from that, what is going to be the next one? I think if we go with the monotype, seeing as that says grass types only, I think monotypes are probably just ahead of the hardcore Nuzlocke. Yeah, it depends what rule sets you're going to go with the monotype, because obviously the monotype just changes what encounters you can get. The actual Nuzlocke rule set which you use can be changed. You can use normal Nuzlocke, you can use hardcore Nuzlocke rules. So excuse me, guys. So yeah, the monotype by itself is probably below the hardcore Nuzlocke, I'd say, because I feel like a monotype with potions is fairly simple in comparison. If you do a hardcore monotype, then that for sure is harder than a normal hardcore. So we'll go with Wedlock next up. For me, I've never really been a fan of a wedlock, which is probably why you won't see one on the channel, and that's why it wouldn't be, that's why it wasn't in the Nuzlocke variant video, because I personally probably won't do one of these. Essentially, a wedlock is just a single player Soul Link. In my opinion, I have tried them out before in my own time, but I always get bored of them. So I think it does add an element of difficulty, but I don't find it enjoyable. So I'm going to put it just here for now. With that, we're going to go to the Wonderlock, which isn't too challenging. It's like a randomizer Nuzlocke, but I think it's more. It's probably easier than a randomizer Nuzlocke, to be fair, and potentially easier than a normal Nuzlocke, I'd say. But it is enjoyable. It is enjoyable. So I'll put it there, just behind randomizer Nuzlocke. If you want an easy Nuzlocke besides a normal Nuzlocke, I'd definitely recommend doing the Wonderlock, simply because you're going to get the boosted experience off of every single encounter once you've traded that in. Yeah, if you're doing normal Nuzlocke rules, then your levels are going to go massively high, and that should be quite easy for you. I know I kind of butchered my Moon Wonderlock, but a lot of the encounters I got were not as good. They are more difficult as the game time progresses, because not as many people are wonder trading on that specific game. So if you are going to do one, do it on the most recent game, would be my personal opinion. Obviously, it's only Gen 6 and above at the moment. So I think now we go on to the Egglock. I could potentially do an Egglock in the future. Obviously, Egglocks work best with from getting eggs by the community. So there is that. I think it is quite fun. From looking at other people's Egglocks and things like that. So I would really like to do one. It's just the logistics of how it would work out. And then finally, we have the Soul Link before we get into some of the more lesser known Nuzlocke variants, which I quite like, or I've come up with. So the Soul Link, I think, is very challenging. I think it's very enjoyable, very challenging. It does require 2 people though. That is the only problem with it. If you could do a Soul Link by yourself, which isn't a wedlock, then that would be amazing. But yeah, Soul Link is very good, but I think the Soul Links are portrayed as good because it involves 2 people working together and having to overcome difficulties together. Right, okay, so if we'll put that one there, we'll do this one at the end, do these 3, yeah, and then we put the type lock here. Okay, so character lock, I mean, you pick a character from the anime, and you basically just get their encounters. It limits the amount of encounters you can get. So I'd be tempted to put it in enjoyable, but I think it is standard. Because if you pick the right character, there aren't many characters that don't have good Pokemon. So in a lot of games, you will be able to especially if you're going as Ash, then you can find some pretty good Pokemon, and he normally always has a starter Pokemon as well. And starter Pokemon kind of run through games if you use them well. I think I'm going to bring Wedlock down. I really don't enjoy the Wedlock. That's just my personal preference though. As I said, you can come and rank them yourselves or let me know in the comments. Do I bring Nuzlocke down? I think we bring Nuzlocke down as well. And then, yeah, I'm going to bring Wonderlock down to here. Okay. Elimination Lock. Now, ooh, do I give a hint? No, I'm gonna leave it for now. But Elimination Lock is something that's well, it will definitely be coming to the channel. I think it's actually quite challenging because you only get a set amount of Pokemon. But if I'm gonna do it, I'll be doing a team of 12 Pokemon to run through the game. So I think actually Elimination Lock goes into challenging. The rules, if you want to know more about it, are in the video posted a few days ago, so go check that out. And I can guarantee you that there will be an Elimination Lock on the channel at some point, and it'll be a very, very big project because I've been treating the whole channel as one massive project. Obviously, our hardcore Generation Lock, which we will get to in 2 variants time, is the biggest project so far. But yeah, just wait to find out our even bigger project, really. So the Type Lock, which I'm hoping I'm going to be putting this video out just before my own Type Lock comes out. Pokemon Sword Type Lock episode 1 should be coming out this weekend. If it's not, then it's probably already up because I'm doing this way in advance. So the Type Lock, I really enjoyed it. You only get 18 types, or 17 depending on which game you're playing. And you have to be really, really thoughtful with which Pokemon you pick, because you can only use one route once. So you can't get multiple types from the same route. I actually really, really like it. I think it was definitely fun. I spent a lot of time on the game having to grind up, find good items, farm Dynite ore for experience candies, Armorite ore for tutor moves. So I do recommend doing a Type Lock. It was very, very fun. The Generation Lock obviously is a staple for this channel now, and I think I do think it's challenging, but I don't think it's with the hardcore rules, yeah. But I think a standard Generation Lock probably isn't too difficult. Obviously, I had troubles here and there, but so far it's not been too bad. And it does allow you some extra encounters in each game because you're transferring them over. It does get harder with each game you get to though. So I'm gonna put it behind Monotype for now. I'm gonna move Hardcore and Monotypes up. Faction Lock. I have already recorded a series on the faction lock, so be sure to check the rules out when I drop that first video. They'll probably be in the description. It was a good game. It was randomized as well, which was really, really fun. The rules, it is pretty hard. I would say the faction lock is fairly difficult. It was the first time I've ever done the rule set, which I came up with, and it was hard. I had to keep a piece of paper reminding me of the rules, and even then, I was forgetting sometimes. So I think actually, for me, the faction lock probably goes here. I did get fortunate in the one I've already finished, because I did get some good encounters. I did get some really good encounters with the randomizer, so I was kind of lucky there. Right, okay. So let's do the multi-lock first. We'll do the multi-lock first. So the multi-lock obviously is just loads of different Nuzlocke variants in one, turned into one Nuzlocke. So you roll a dice, and for the first gym you have to do, say, a normal Nuzlocke. Second gym you have to do hardcore rules, etc. So it can be pretty difficult, actually. Would it be something I'd do on the channel? Yeah, for sure. For sure I would do that. I think I'm actually going to bring Generation Lock down. I don't think it's too difficult. Multi-lock, yeah, I'm going to bring Randomizer down to here as well. So the multi-lock, I think, is it difficult? It can be quite difficult, but it's not over the entire period of the game that you're doing a set Nuzlocke. So I think we leave it there for now. Godlock is very, very hard. Yeah, doing a pure Godlock is something that I would probably like to do. But yeah, it does look very hard. I think even harder than Faction Lock. Magic Lock isn't as hard. That's why our Black Team Myth Lock wasn't impossible. I think Magic Lock probably goes here, because I don't think it's too hard. You get rewards for beating stuff and things like that. So I think Magic Lock goes here, and then the Myth Lock, because it's got the God Lock, probably goes into the top tier. But it does also have, so I'm going to put it at the, just here, and that is going to be our Nuzlocke tier list. So if you are looking, we'll put Nuzlocke right at the bottom. So yeah, if you were looking for a Nuzlocke to do, I recommend just starting off with the basic Nuzlocke. Wedlock is pretty difficult. I just don't like it as much, which is why I've put it further down. But yeah, this is my opinion. I will leave the link to this tier list in the description below if you want to have a go yourself. If not, let me know in the comments what you would change if you're going to be doing any of them. And I'll also link the rule set video for each, well, for most of these Nuzlocke variants in the description. So, but until next time, guys, peace.